Dr. Abi, executive producer of World Liberty TV Boxing Channel. We're here with Mr. Steven Espinoza. He's the general manager, the man behind Showtime Boxing. You have a lot of great fighters now. I mean, you was always kind of not as big as HBO when it came to boxing. Now you are actually the boxing network. Tell us a little about that, Steve.
Well, it's been a concerted effort over the last couple of years to really elevate our boxing programming. And that is, elevate the production level, elevate the amount of resources, the personnel we're devoting, and most importantly, elevate the quality of the fights. And with a lot of hard work from a lot of individuals, we've done that. And I think over the last year, our boxing programming has surpassed anyone else's who's currently in the business in terms of the quality of the fights, the technology we're using, the amount of hours of boxing programming, the amount of live boxing we have on the air. 2013 was a huge year for us, and we only expect even more in 2014.
Yes, you've been doing some great fights, and tell us a little about the Floyd Mayweather when he came from HBO to Showtime. It was actually a great move, and you haven't kind of looked back since then, and you built boxing more around him. Share a little about that.
Well, when we set out to be in top-tier boxing, really, you're not operating in the highest level of boxing unless you're doing a Floyd Mayweather fight. He is, without peer, he's the #1 star in the sport. So if the goal is to operate at the highest level, then you have to be in business in Floyd. And he has served really to shine a spotlight on the boxing program as a whole, and really has elevated the visibility and the awareness of our boxing programming across the board, even in fights he's not involved in.
This big fight with Bernard, with Hopkins Shumanov, 49 years old, one of the greatest fighters of our era, one of the oldest fighters. Tell us about this fight.
Well, the term icon is thrown around a lot in music, entertainment, and sports. Bernard Hopkins is one of the truly few people that term applies to. With his level of performance over the amount of time that he's done, he is one of the biggest names in the sport. He's a sport that, he's a name that attracts even the casual fan. And he has really become an inspiration to an entire generation.
Is there any opportunity of Bernard fighting Floyd? There was a little talk about that. I don't know if there could be the battle of the ages. I mean, I just heard a rumor. Is there any truth with that?
I think it would be a bit of a stretch, but Floyd is intent on going out with a bang with very big events, and I wouldn't put anything out of the question with him.
I just did an interview with Mr. Jay McMurran, the chairman of MGM Resorts, a few months ago, and he said that Floyd Mayweather is the best fighter in the world. He's going to retire undefeated, and at the same time, they are going to make sure he fights at the MGM until he stops fighting as an undefeated fighter. This was a very powerful statement by the chairman of the MGM. They love him over there, and I think he's 100% right with that.
The MGM has been great for boxing. I mean, they are truly the home of big-time boxing. They've been the home of big-time boxing for literally decades. And with respect to his comments about Floyd personally, it's tough to see anyone out there who has a good shot at beating him. Our goal as the network, in order to make entertaining fights, is to find people who are going to be as competitive as possible. And that's a conversation we have with Floyd. I joke with him and say, look, Floyd, one of my goals is to find somebody to beat you. He, of course, says, look, that's never going to happen. You can try all you'd like. But we are always looking for the most competitive fight. And therefore, we think, Marcos Maidana, who's a relentless boxer and a very big puncher, has as good a shot as anybody.
Yes, that would be a great fight. On the website, people, if they want to know about Showtime Boxing, what would that be?
It's sports.sho.com, sports.show.com. With respect to both our pay-per-views and our entire sports programming platform, there's a lot of information on the site. This is Steven Espinoza, saluting everyone at World Liberty Boxing TV. Appreciate the support.